My favorite basketball shoe from last year was actually the Nike LeBron 20, although they're very close with the KD15s. And this year, they actually released the refresh line, which is called the Nike LeBron NXXT Gen. But I do think this is still the LeBron 20 because it's got the double X's in there. And I think the reason behind that was because the 20 debuted as a low. Usually the low is the refresh. So I think they were like, what do we do? This is it. Yo, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. Yes, I'm gonna dub them bad boys right off the bat. I can already tell just from putting them on. These are gonna be dope. But this is the Nike LeBron NXXT Gen, also known as the Nike LeBron 20 NXXT Gen. And basically it's just the refresh version or line within, you know, the mainline signature. Back in the day, we used to get all kinds of LeBrons. There was ambassadors, there was soldiers, there was
Witness.
Yes, the Witness, which I think is still ongoing. So that's like their new budget model. I don't know if they're under 100 anymore now that they got the bigger air unit, but they were around like the $100 to under mark. And this one was reduced in price compared to the LeBron 20, which retailed at $200. These guys are $160. However, they don't skip out on most of the tech, which I think is a great feature. So when you're getting like that bang for your buck feel, this right here, unless you're able to find the LeBron 20 on discount, which I'm sure that there are sales on the shoes by now on select colorways and things like that, or maybe you run into them at a Nike outlet. But again, for something like this, where it is technically the same shoe but altered a little bit and at a lower price point, they did not remove too much out of the shoe, which I think is dope. It's really, really rare that they don't strip it down completely, especially for Nike. Now, before we deep dive into these bad boys right here, we do have a quick word from our sponsor, and that is the good folks over at Sole Premise. Sole Premise offers luxury bags. They have a wide variety of options available, almost all of which are catered around sneakerheads. However, one of my favorite things that they've got is actually catered around sports players, like this bad boy right here, which can hold up to 4 pairs of basketball shoes plus a whole bunch of other crap. Whatever it is that you bring with you to the court, this thing can fit it in there. They also just introduced a brand new version of this bag, which is even beefier than this thing. It holds up to 18 to 20 pairs of shoes, which is really, really cool if you happen to be like a travel team. So maybe you're the coach or the organizer of an AAU team, or if you happen to be an equipment manager for a professional team, then this bag will get you covered. And on top of that, when you use our promo code, which is right here on the screen, it'll save you 40% off your entire purchase. Direct link is going to be down below in the description box. So you can grab some really cool stuff and get a really big discount. Now, one of my favorite parts of this shoe right here is not the shoe at all. They come with another tech sheet card. This is fucking awesome. Because with this model right here and the little diagram card, they actually show you that this shoe takes heavy inspiration from the Nike Zoom Generation, which is LeBron's first signature shoe, which I think is really dope. So there's a few panels on here, both in the heel and the forefoot, that are very reminiscent of that shoe. Not exactly a copy and paste job, but just loosely pointing towards like where he started and where he's at now.
A gentle nod.
A gentle nod, a 20-year gentle nod. That's insane. Now, next to all of that is all of the tech information, which I think is dope. So you still have the Nike Sphere in the collar, but they have added a TPU heel clip, as well as replacing the carbon fiber shank with a TPU shank. Again, this is a lower costing version of the shoe, so there are going to be some modifications. That's going to be one of them. Unfortunately, the budget wouldn't allow for carbon fiber, but TPU in there is still good enough. And they've also stiffened up this midsole quite a bit, so that helps too. One of the things that I'm really just surprised about is that they've kept all the tech. Usually they'll remove like an air unit or something. They didn't do any of that. So in the back of the heel, you still have a very large volume heel zoom unit, and in the forefoot, you still have the zoom turbo unit. The one thing that is missing though is the Phylon midsole. So this one right here is just a lightweight Phylon midsole. It is a lot firmer than the original LeBron 20s, but with both of those two zoom units, you're still getting a ton of impact protection along with court feel and stability. So if you didn't like the mush that Phylon brings, in addition to all of the zoom air that's inside the LeBron 20 shoe, this one firms up the ride a little bit more to where this really feels like a Kobe. You know what I mean? Like not the Pro Kobe's, because that's where like they have Phylon and things like that. I'm talking about the original Kobe's, lightweight Phylon, zoom in the front, zoom in the back, firm stability for like a really speedy court ride type of feel. And that's exactly what this shoe offers, which I think is dope. So again, a little different than the LeBron 20, but still really in line with everything that shoe offered, minus a few things like the bells and whistles, if you will. But they still have those tech features. They're just lower costing features. So again, no carbon fiber, instead TPU, no knitted upper, instead we've got a really basic textile, things like that. Now the outsole right here is really cool because it's not identical to LeBron 20s. And what it's supposed to be is the city of Akron.
It'd be cool if there was like a little gold star.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing where it's just like, I lived here. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would have been really dope. And by the way, both shoes feature the same exact pattern. It's just flipped. The upper is, again, a lot cheaper feeling than the LeBron 20. So LeBron 20 was kind of like a really heavy duty knit and woven upper. This guy right here, it feels sheer. There is an internal kind of like backing layer, and the graphic you can see poking through. It's actually on the tongue. So whatever that like nylon style material is underneath backing the material. Hopefully it doesn't rip, but you know, obviously we'll find out eventually through consumers, not through me. One of the things that I really like though is that in addition to the cheaper textile, they actually added like a faux suede on there. Like, it's not genuine suede, which is cool, as long as it looks like it's supposed to be premium. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing that like I don't like. The we just talked about it, the Kawhi 3. That one had like a fake suede slash nubuck, and it felt and looked like fake suede slash nubuck. It looked like felt. This looks like suede. Like, you can mimic it. It doesn't have to be exactly what it is. It just has to kind of look and feel like it. Almost like the Air Jordan 13, where the suede on all of that shoe is not real suede. It's all synthetic suede, just like this. And it just looks really good. I like that. It's on both shoes. I think it's really dope. You still have the double swoosh feature, but it's not exactly like the LeBron 20s. It's just reminiscent of. I don't know if I like this one more. I like the pink swoosh. I don't like the other one. I like the one that comes off and like hangs off of the 20. I think that it looks really cool. It's like 3D, you know what I mean? Like, I like that. And then the tongue is really interesting because it reminds me a lot of the Nike LeBron 8s. Just the overall shape, the way that it's finished and things like that, like the stitching and the piping, it just looks really similar to it. I love, again, a fake suede piece, but they've got the Nike, instead of a Nike Air logo, it's Nike LBJ. Like, this is dope. Out of his whole series, like these two shoes, this and the LeBron 20, are just really, really awesome, I think. Can't say that enough. I love it. Now the insole is this guy right here. This is, why is this in here? Those pennies had a much firmer insole, which would be great for performance. This one's a much thinner insole. Maybe it's so that you feel the tech underneath your foot, like you don't have so much stuff to break in. Since the midsole is so firm, maybe you needed a little bit of more plushness underfoot so you can really like feel those zoom units once you start to break the shoe in. But it is removable as long as you take it out before you start to wear it and stuff with the glue stripe down it like that. As soon as you start to wear it, you will heat up that glue and it will bond to the other layer, which is not a full nylon piece. It feels like fabricy. You will almost never get that thing out of there unless you use like a hair dryer or a heat gun. And even then, good luck, because the material, once it bonds to that, it's gonna be stuck. One last feature that I like is not a performance feature whatsoever. I just think it's really cool, is that they moved the lace dubrays over to the back heel pull tab or whatever. So normally those would be at like the base of the laces, but now they're on the back, and I just think it's really dope because they were able to repurpose and reuse something like that where they already had the molds for those, and they just added it as a design feature. Again, only further to me proving that this is just a LeBron 20, but the next version, the next generation. Now, as far as the fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. Again, they're a little bit more stiff than the original LeBron 20. The regular LeBron 20 just has more of a kind of like a mushy ride. This one is not like that. Once you break that in, I think that these will feel incredible on court because you're gonna get a ton of stability as well as all that cool zoominess that I personally love. Like, Zoom Air is one of my favorite cushions ever. But just keep in mind that it will take some break in time. Also, they look a little funny to me. They look like really wide. They don't fit wide. They just look really wide on my toe down view. So I don't know if that's gonna translate on the camera, but to me, when I put them on, I was like, wow, my forefoot is huge, but it's not. And with all that being said, sound off below and let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Do you think this was a good move from Nike to offer a slightly more affordable LeBron 20? I think it was a great move, especially when you consider all of the changes that were very costly, but still didn't increase that price. How did they lower it when they were spending more money? I don't know. Maybe the budget for this shoe and the 20 was all wrapped up in one. I don't know if they do that. I have not heard of that. That would be interesting. But either way, I think it's really cool. So sound off below and let us know what you think about these. Have you played in them? If you have, let us know your thoughts as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for a performance review. I believe Alan is the one testing these right now. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you on the next one. So until then, have a good one.
Also, go check out senseapparel.com. We have a President's Day sale. Buy one, get one, half off through February 21st.
I was hoping there would be just a pop-up somewhere on the screen earlier in the video. Maybe there will be, but what she said.
Here's your reminder.
Yeah.
Go shopping.
There you go. Listen to her. She's the wife. You know, happy wife, happy life, all that stuff.